Hey everyone, my name is Alan Snowy Perry. I'm the Vice President of International Programs at IENA, and we're here to talk about our American Summers program and tell you all great things about working at summer camps in 2024 and beyond. I'm really excited to be joined by Hilton, the Director of KenMont and KenWood, all the way from Connecticut. Welcome, Hilton. How are you?
I'm very well today. Thanks, Snowy. Good to see you again.
Yeah, great to see you. We have had so many amazing internationals come and work at camp as counselors and support staff with you. Tell us a little bit about your camp and what people could expect if they come and work for you for the next summer.
Absolutely. It's great to be here. In case you can't tell from this beautiful accent, I'm not originally from the USA. I'm actually from South Africa and came through an international agency to participate in summer camp in America. So I definitely know the feeling. I came by myself, not knowing anyone, which I think is half of the adventure. Not that coming with a friend is a bad thing, but I think part of the experience is, stepping out of your comfort zone, coming to a new place, meeting new people, and I think in many ways making friends for life. And I think that's truly what you get at summer camp because there's few unique opportunities in life that you get to live like you do at a summer camp, which is living in a shared environment and a fun place surrounded by like-minded people who ultimately are all there to have a great time and help campers have an awesome experience. And that's part of what we really try to instill in our staff members at camp. So something cool about KenMont and KenWood, if you do come to work for us next year, this will be our 100th anniversary of camp.
Wow,
So
that's
we were
amazing.
founded, it's a nice long time. We were founded in 1924 and been at the same location right on a beautiful lake called North Spectacle Lake. You'll see more in videos on our website, but it really is a truly amazing and beautiful place to spend your summer. Myself and my co-director Brad, we're the two people kind of lead camp, and camp is very much in our blood. He grew up going to summer camps in Maine. I grew up going to summer camps in South Africa. I met my wife at camp. We both have kids that go to camp, so we really believe in this camp environment and all the awesome things that it creates. A little bit about us. So KenMont and KenWood, we are known as what we call a brother-sister camp. So in the US, and this is something that I didn't know before I came, there's like hundreds and hundreds of camps. I thought, oh no, you go to a camp in America, like there's like two of them. No, there are so many different options and so many different nuances that make them different. So what it means to be a brother-sister camp is basically we're essentially a co-ed camp, but we have a boys' side where the boys live and they have sports fields and arts areas, and we have a girls' side where the girls live and they have that stuff too. Shared lake, shared rope course, very much a co-ed counselor experience. But we like the idea that when kids are doing their electives, so let's say they're doing soccer or they're doing water skiing, we like the idea that they're focused and not necessarily distracted by the boys and girls all together at once. But there's a lot of social time, a lot of big camp events, which I'll talk about in a couple of minutes. So that's a big factor about who we are. In terms of where we're located, yeah, on the western side of Connecticut, a town called Kent, a really beautiful area of the country, about 2 hours from New York City. So that's a nice thing, no offense to the camps that are in the middle of the country, but it is nice to be close to, a big port like New York and relatively close, about 3 hours from Boston too. So nicely located. And a big thing for us is also the kids. So the campers come for 3.5 weeks at a time. So although you as a staff member will be working the whole summer, the most amount of time that campers come for is 3.5 weeks. So what we do is you come in for like a week of staff orientation. We then put you in a cabin where you'll be with your group of kids for that first 3.5 weeks. Then we have a couple of days in between, and then a whole new group of kids arrive. So what's really awesome for you as a staff member is you also get two quite different experiences. You might be working with one age group in the first half and another age group in the second half. But for most of our staff, you're also going to be working with boys and girls, instructing them in different activities that you might be doing. And then for support staff, we have a fantastic, amazing kitchen where we have 2 dining rooms and we serve our meals that way. We have housekeeping and laundry staff, and then we have maintenance staff too. So we have a total staff of around 260 people, of which around 50 to 60 are support, and around 210 to 220 are involved in the day-to-day program of the kids. So those are two, very big elements. And we've always had an amazing history, like Snowy said, of employing a lot of international staff. I believe, and as does Brad, that the international staff help us create an amazing culture in camp. And part of what we're trying to do with the kids is give them a very well-rounded view of things, keep the politics out. It's always a good thing to stay out of camp, but really make it a fun place for them to be, to learn new skills, to meet new people, to learn about new cultures. And I think as an international staff member, you'll do that too. You're going to learn about the American culture. We also have some kids who are international too. You're going to learn about kids from different countries, also from different parts of the US, and that's a very big part. Now, who do we look for? So, as I said, we have a lot of staff who are there to do different jobs in camp. Let's start with support. So we're looking for people who maybe have some experience in the food service industry, people who've worked in restaurants, who've helped to cook at home, who are familiar with, the food service. In terms of maintenance, we look for people who are good with their hands, who've done gardening, who know how to use power tools, who aren't afraid to work hard. Housekeeping and laundry may not be top of the list of things that most people have done, but maybe something that you're familiar with, or that you care about making sure that the environment is nice and clean, or where people are going to be living. They use an expression at camp that it takes a village. It takes a village of people to make sure that camp runs smoothly. And our support staff are a massive part of that infrastructure at camp, because if they're not doing their jobs, there's no way that the counselors can do theirs. And every little piece of that is a very important part. When it comes to the counselors, we look for core areas and different activities that we run. So we really focus on 4 core areas in camp. That's sport, waterfront, adventure, and art. And we have a huge variety of different opportunities that we're looking for, whether it's water skiing and wakeboarding, sailing, canoeing and kayaking, to go-kart driving, ropes course, archery, pioneering, like fire making, to guitar, arts and crafts, ceramics, yoga, golf. We have a huge variety of different electives and different opportunities for kids at camp. So we look for people who have a skill, who have a background, either playing it themselves, coaching. And then we also have another position called a general counselor. They're more the ones who take the kids to and from activities. We really look for people who have a really strong child background. Maybe you worked as part of a youth movement, or being part of an aftercare program, or babysitting. All those kind of things are really positive things that we look forward when we look to employ our staff. In terms of our main dates, so the minimum amount of time that staff come for is June 13 to August 12. That includes our week of staff orientation and our essentially 8 weeks of camp, 2 3.5-week sessions with a little gap in between. We have some staff also come in for pre-camp. So we start as early as the middle of May. And then we have some staff who stay for post-camp, who stay until around September 12th. So there's a long period in which you can actually come to camp for. Your visa certainly covers that, which still gives you that month to travel and do all those cool things and take advantage of it. I'll also tell you, as an international staff member, one of the things that I was really happy that I did is I didn't make any plans for after camp until I was at camp, because I met great people. I made 2 amazing friends. We hired a car. We drove cross country. We had an amazing time. And I think there's such a great opportunity, if you have the time, to spend time traveling and meeting new people and, taking advantage of everything the visa has to offer. In terms of 2 positions that we provide additional training for, if you're going to be working as part of our ropes course, or if you're going to be anything to do with water, so lifeguards, water ski instructors, swim instructors, all of those staff come in for a training on June 5th, where we train you by the American Red Cross standards in lifeguarding. And we have a ropes course for our rope staff to make sure that you're trained in the appropriate standards by which we run at Camp in America. And yes, I know all about the NPLQ and all those cool other certifications. They're amazing. But we like to make sure that everyone is trained in the same thing at camp. You don't pay anything for it. We cover all those expenses. We just want to make sure that everyone is following the same protocol when they're at camp. Time off. So that's a very important part about camp too. We don't want to forget about the fact that you need a break. And you should take a break. When you have a day off, when you have a night off, we don't want you to spend it with the kids. We want you to go away and go and relax a little bit. We have vans in camp that we have our staff drive. They have to be of a certain age and be on our insurance, but you can drive them to a few different places in the local area. As I mentioned, we're close to a really cute town called Kent, where there's restaurants and shops that you can go to. Then about half an hour away, we have things like Walmart, the most exciting store in America, and a bunch of other fast food places and movies and bowling. There's a really beautiful waterfall in the area. And as I mentioned, for some staff who want to coordinate, you can get to New York also for your days off, if that's something that you want to do. There's also nights off. There's hours off every day. We do rotations in the cabin at night. So some staff are on duty in the evenings and other staff have the time off. So we really do make sure that you get your relaxation and your rest, because that's a very important part about camp too. Special events. So while you're at camp, there's a lot of cool things that happen that are mainly for the kids, but you get to take advantage of them too, whether it's a big DJ night where we decorate the whole camp and have this big DJ dance party. 4th of July, amazing fireworks presentation. We do out-of-camp trips to ice skating, mini golf. We go to water parks in the area. You get to take advantage and be involved in all the stuff. We do carnival days. We do a big World Cup soccer day for the boys and an Olympic day for the girls. We do a 3-day massive color war, which you don't know what that is. Just imagine a giant competition that lasts for 3 days. Right, Snowy? How else do you describe color war? I don't know.
No, that's pretty much it. You can't, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think the most important part that we also look for in staff members, and I think this is where I'll take a break and see if Snowy has any questions, is we look for people who are coming for the right reasons to camp. And that's a hard thing to say, because I know that part of the reason why you're coming is to travel and, get to see places. Because again, I was in your shoes once, many years ago, but you also have to come because you want to give kids a great experience and you want to share the skills that you have and help kids learn more or become better at something. That's got to be a key reason why you're choosing this adventure. And I can tell you also from experience, it's not necessarily about the money. This is, you're going to break even. You might make a little bit to travel with, but so much about this experience is about what you're going to learn, not only about yourselves, but what hopefully you can teach others. And to me, that's definitely a key reason of why you should go on this adventure. And I will tell you uncategorically that this will be one of the best summers of your life. You'll learn, you'll struggle at times, but you'll come out of it with amazing memories, and hopefully you would have impacted on others in a truly meaningful way, where they go home and they say, Snowy was the reason why my camp experience was awesome. And that's what we hope that every camper does for their counselors when they get to go home at the end of the summer. So, Snowy, what didn't I cover? What else can I tell you?
No, I actually think you've ticked off all the boxes. I know that your website is really intuitive and it's really good. So I'm not sure if you can maybe bring that up and just show folks the KenMont and KenWood website. It's really great. Yeah, so for those that want to go through, you can check out their website. It's amazing. There's videos under the menu on the right-hand side, but they've also got this really cool 360 view, which enables you to almost walk through camp virtually, and it's pretty amazing. So it sort of opens up and it gives you an idea just how large camp is, the beautiful lake and everything else. So there's amazing sections that you can click on and go through and see what your experience could possibly be like when you sign up to the American Summers program, and reach out to KenMont KenWood through our placement program to sort of, jump on board and say, hey, Hilton, I'd love to have an interview and potentially come and work for you. So it's an amazing site that sort of walks you through each area with that. I did have one quick question, Hilton. With your counselors, are they all in bunks as well, or are there some non-bunk roles for the camp counselors?
Yeah, great question. So firstly, with support, all the support are non-bunk, meaning that they're not living with the kids. There's separate support staff housing. All of our toilets, our showers, everything is inside the cabins. You don't sleep in tents or any of that cool stuff that maybe you think you want to do until you actually get here and you realize you like your bed and you want to look forward to that. Generally, our counselors are sleeping in a bunk with children. We do have some non-bunk roles. Those are going to be more specifically for division leaders or head of an area, like a person maybe who's a tennis coach who's supervising other coaches at their tennis club is looking for this type of an experience. But generally, most of our cabin counselors most of our staff, our program staff, are living in cabins, roughly aged between 18 and 26, 27. But we do have a couple of supervisory roles that we call our non-bunk program roles. So if you fall into one of those categories, that might be, if you're a teacher, if you're head tennis coach, if you're a head basketball coach supervising other people, because that's what you'll end up doing. You'll be supervising others. Sure, reach out. We love to talk to people about what might be a good fit for them. And if you explore our website, by the way, and you don't see a position that we list as open that matches your skills, reach out. We may just not have put it up, or sometimes we actually add activities based off the staff that we hire. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and we added a magic program because someone was really passionate about wanting to do magic and sharing it with kids. So if you're a magician, call us. But I think that's the idea. Part of this is also advocating for yourself. We like seeing people advocate for themselves and say, I want to show you who I am and why I think I could be a great fit for your camp. And whether it's us or someone else, there is a camp out there for everyone. I truly believe that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree 100%. Look, for those folks that are really keen, it's a really easy process to jump on board and have your application seen by KenMont KenWood. Just go to the website, American Summers, and start your application with us. Once you've completed your initial interview with us, which is part of the visa process, your application gets sent across to our head office in the US, and that's where you're able to then reach out, put yourself on review at KenMont KenWood, or alternatively, you can let us know during your interview, and we can always tag your application so they get first look at your application and go from there. And then it's up to you guys to sort of sit and have a chat with Hilton and see if it's going to work for both of you. And as Hilton, as you sort of outlined, I do believe that there's a camp out there for everyone, and it's an amazing experience, whether you want to be that camp counselor or do the support staff role. And just a note, with the support staff role, you do need to be a full-time university student, and you need to live in the northern hemisphere of the world, and that's more to do with the visa regulations than anything else. But you've got both lots of positions open, so we're really excited to have you move forward with your American Summers application form. Jump on to our website, get started, and I know Hilton, you're eager to start hiring staff straight away, so that would be amazing.
We have started. I mean, I will tell you, this is the time. If there's a time to do it, it's now, because after after January 1st, we're already at that point where we're 80-90% full. So the sooner you get on this, the better. Sometimes people also ask us, they say, oh, can't I just come to you directly? I don't need a visa. I've got a tourist visa. No, bud. You got to go through the right channels. This is all above books. And also it's for your own protection. You want to make sure you have insurance and, the backing of an agency and all that kind of stuff. So there isn't another option. You got to go through an agency. You got to help us make sure that this is done correctly. Everyone's background check. We take what we do very seriously in a very good way. You always hear from us. We're very honest about who we are and what we do. Because remember, you're taking care of other people's children, and we want to trust that we're hiring great people for that job. So, do the legwork and do it soon, because we are actively recruiting right now.
Absolutely. And that's what we do on our end. So we sort of do all that as your visa sponsor. We're designated by the US Department of State as your official visa sponsor through International Exchange North America, or IENA. I think it's on my sleeve here. So yeah, and it's the American Summers Program. So yeah, jump on, sign up, and then we'll walk you through the steps in terms of insurance. You get 4 months with us. We'll help you with your police check, regardless of what country you're coming from, and we'll walk you through that through our overseas offices. Hilton, it has been absolutely a delight having a chat with you. We are going to throw up the link to your video and tag that on at the end here. So please take a moment to check that out. It's a great video. I'm really excited to find you some stuff from around the globe and give everyone the amazing magic opportunities to come to KenMont, KenWood. So thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Noe. Have a great day.
Thanks.